Welcome back to El Nomade. I'm your host, Alejandro, and today we are diving into a topic that is on everyone's mind as we step into the new year. Yes, you are right. New Year's resolutions. Whether you love them, dread them, or completely ignore them, there is something magical about that clean slate a new year brings. It's like the universe hands us a blank page and says, write your story. So let's talk about how to make those stories count. In this episode, I'll share my own resolutions, explore why resolutions often fail, and give you tips on how to stick to them this year. Plus, we'll touch on some fascinating cultural traditions and even a sprinkle of mysticism to set the tone for 2025. Ready? Let's jump in. Let me start by sharing some of my resolutions for this year. The first one is a biggie, prioritizing my emotional health. Last year taught me that taking time for self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. I'm committing to meditation and journaling as daily practices. My second resolution is strengthening my connections. In our busy lives, it's so easy to lose touch with the people who matter. This year, I'm setting a goal to have a meaningful conversation at least once a week with friends or family. And finally, I want to embrace learning something completely new. For me, that's diving into reading more books. I've always been fascinated by the way stories unfold and expand our perspectives, and I can't wait to explore that. Now, I'd like to know, what are your resolutions? Stick around, and I'll tell you how you can share them with me later in the show. Alright, so we all know that resolutions often get a bad reputation. Research shows that only about 9% of the people feel they succeeded with the resolutions by the end of the year. But why is that? One big reason is that we set goals that are too vague or too ambitious. Saying, I'll get healthier, and that is great, but that is not actionable. Another culprit is that we try to do too much at once. By February, we are burned out and back to square one. But here's the good news, you can flip the script. Make your goals specific and measurable. Instead of saying, I'll read more, say, I'll read one book a month. Focus on small, sustainable steps that build habits over time. Break it down now. So, how do we actually make our resolutions stick? Here are my top tips. Number one, and I actually do this, write them down. When you put pen to paper, you are making a commitment. Studies show that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. Number two, track your progress. Use apps, journals, or even a simple checklist to monitor your steps. Celebrating small wins keeps you motivated. Number three, find an accountable buddy. Share your goals with someone you trust. They can cheer you on, and you can do the same for them. Number four, be kind to yourself. Progress isn't linear. If you stumble, don't give up. Reflect on what went wrong, adjust, and keep moving forward. So remember, resolutions aren't about perfection, they are about progress. And before we wrap up, let's take a moment to explore how resolutions tied into cultural and spiritual practices around the world. Did you know that the Babylonians were some of the first to make New Year's resolutions over 4,000 years ago? They pledged to the gods to repay debts and return borrowed items. And in numerology, 2025 is the universal ninth year, symbolizing completion, transformation, and reflection. It's the perfect time to set intentions for letting go of what no longer serves you. So, if you are into mysticism like I am, consider incorporating rituals like lighting in a candle or meditating on your goals to amplify your intentions. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you are feeling inspired and ready to tackle your New Year's resolutions with confidence. If you got resolutions of your own, please, I want to hear them. Send me a message on my social media or drop me a voice note. Who knows, your story might inspire someone else in the future episode. So, thank you for listening to El Nomade. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who's setting goals for the next year ahead. Until next time, take care and keep dreaming big. Peace.